inside your bedroom. We stopped counting the days, lost in the rhythm. Physical silence, no need to speak a word. Lay here beside me. Don't wanna move too fast. Your lips on the floor, sipping on your love, sipping on your love. I never dared to ask if we're gonna last. I'm needing all your love, needing all your love. Oh, when you move, oh my God, you know you play your cards so right. Oh, I am a sucker for hearts, just in the dirty clubs and diamonds. Take me, oh my God, oh, but we'll hold our faces straight. Oh, I am a sucker for hearts, I'm a sucker for hearts. Your blood is pumping, I feel it in your veins, surfing your heat waves. Your taste is different, somehow it makes me brave. Chemical nature. Don't wanna move too fast. Your lips on the floor, sipping on your love, sipping on your love. Oh, when you move, oh my God, you know you play your cards so right. Oh, I am a sucker for hearts, just in the dirty clubs and diamonds. Take me, oh my God, oh, but we'll hold our faces straight. Oh, I am a sucker for hearts, I'm a sucker for hearts, hearts, hearts. I'm a sucker for hearts, hearts, hearts. I'm a sucker for hearts. Oh my God, I'm a fool. Thought I'd never fall into you. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God. It's so cruel how I'm loving the things you do. Ooh, yeah. Oh, when you move, oh my God, you know you're playing your cards so right. Oh, I am a sucker for hearts, just in the dirty clubs and diamonds. Take me, oh my God, oh, but we'll hold our faces straight. Oh, I am a sucker for hearts, I'm a sucker for hearts, hearts, hearts. I'm a sucker for hearts, hearts, hearts. I'm a sucker for hearts. Too fast, your lips on the floor, sipping on your love, sipping on your love. I'm a sucker for hearts.
Hi, hello, welcome. Happy Sunday. If you are new, my name is Amy Prokopis. I am a romantasy writer. Welcome in. Every week, every Sunday at 8:30 Central Standard Time, we meet here and we do writing sprints. If you don't know what they are, they're also called productivity sprints. It is just when you set a timer and you dedicate yourself to a task for a set amount of time. And when the timer goes off, you get a little bit of downtime before you then do another round of it. So it's like intervals in a sense. So that is what we do every Sunday night. Thank you guys for joining me. I am so excited for tonight. I've had a little bit of a rough writing week, mostly because I started my therapy job. If you don't know the update, I am also an LPC candidate. I can now say that definitively. I am an LPC candidate, which is wild to say. LPC stands for Licensed Professional Counselor, which means I hold therapy for others. So I'm very excited. This is my first week finally starting in. It's not my first week ever doing this kind of work for sure, but it is my first week in the office I will be in. And so I had more of a set schedule this week. And honestly, I think the shift in mindset made it a little bit difficult to sit down and write, along with the fact that I was just tired from a really long weekend. So I didn't get a lot of writing done this week until Friday when I had a gigantic breakthrough. And that's the last time I've touched my draft. So I'm really excited to get back to this draft tonight. I will be writing Curse of Blood and Sight, which is book 2 in my sexy vampire romance, the Curse of Wings series. Oh, I am loving this book. It is a lot spicier. Every single week when we talk about what I'm working on and I tell you guys about this book, I say the same things. So I will save the spiel. Just know that I'm very excited. Book 2 gets spicier than book 1, and I think it will even progress from there. And so I am so excited to release it. I'm so excited to finish this draft. I am almost there. Also, it's June. So first, happy Pride Month. Second, June is release month. It's publication month for Trial of Flame and Wings. I am, I think, less than a week out from getting things prepped and ready to do arcs. So if you are an arc reader or would like to read this book I've been talking about for quite some time, you can apply. There's actually a link in the description box below where you can find the application to join my ARC team. I don't open that up very often. I keep a set ARC team and I pull all of my ARC readers from that, and I just open it up as I want to gather more people. And because Trial of Flame and Wings is a little bit more of a fantasy-driven book, I wanted to make sure that I also had a pool of people in my ARC team that prefer fantasy books over like romantasy necessarily. So a more fantasy plot. Not to say that there's not romance in this book, because there is. Not to say that there's not steamy bits in this book, because there are. But it is not Curse of Wings and Darkness steaminess, for instance. So I wanted to make sure I had a really good pool of people. So I am still taking applicants. If you would like to join the team, you can do so below. So that is what I will be working on tonight. Here's my comment I left a minute ago, actually, just because I want to reference it. I am at 64,373 words. That is where I am sitting at exactly right now, because I typed it in exactly as it is on my Word document, which is over here on the screen. So I am really excited to come back to this book. I'm also excited for this week because last week was a little bit of like a training week for me, getting my feet wet, getting used to how things around the office are done. And so I feel a lot better. Like, not that I didn't feel well this last week, it's just new. And so just getting the hang of something and getting back into the swing of a different schedule takes a little time. And so I'm excited to be able to walk in to the office tomorrow and already kind of know what to expect exactly and who I will be seeing walk in. So that's nice. And I also feel a whole lot better about writing stuff because I have been able to, because I know what to expect. There's that hugely. I just know what to expect, but also because I'm going to get more downtime to write. I've set up some specific times I'm going to sit and write. I also think I'm going to work a little later in the evenings, which means I might be a tad tired. But honestly, I feel better when I write. And so if that means I am a little sluggish in the morning or that I need an extra cup of coffee by the afternoon, then it's well worth it to me because I love what I do. So it is super, super important. So I'm excited for this week. So what are you guys excited for? Tell me in the comments what you will be working on. What's something you are looking forward to this next week? I am super excited. So that's that. There we go. I also have started reading for pleasure again. I've had such a hard time. I've DNF'd a few books I don't even know that I really would say I DNF'd them because I plan on coming back to them. But I definitely hit pause on a couple of the things I was reading just because I was having a hard time focusing on them. And I don't think it was the book's fault. I think it was just like the timing of when I was trying to read certain things. And so today I actually switched to a different book and I'm really enjoying it. I actually am so much so enjoying it that I think I'm going to have to, unless I don't know, can turn off my brain later tonight. I think I will have to read more tonight before I go to bed. I am very certain I will be exhausted in the morning because I think I'm going to be up late reading. I am very excited. And maybe we can talk more in depth about books and what we're reading here in a little bit. So hold that thought. Maybe we can come circle back around to it and talk about what we're reading, maybe what's on our TBR, because that is an ever evolving thing. That is for dang sure. But I think it's time that we jump into the first sprint of the night. So if you are new, like I just said, we will work for a set amount of time. It's always the same amount of time every single week for me. So we are going to work for 25 minutes. I'm not going to play any music. I'm going to mute myself, mute the screen, because I personally like to work with music and I have a set playlist I listen to. And so I did not want to have any music going for you guys in case you are the same, because when I have joined live streams that function that way, it tends to be like a difficulty trying to mute them, but also pay attention to the time and not miss anything in the stream. So that is how we will work. No music. So you can set your own ambiance. So we're going to work for 25 minutes and we will come back together and we will chat some more. And maybe that's when we will chat about books. I think that would be a really fun thing. We haven't done that in a little bit, given those updates. So I think we will do that. Make sure to hit subscribe below if you haven't already, and tell me in the chat what you are working on tonight if you already haven't. So there we go. 25 minutes on the clock. I will see you guys in a little bit. 3, 2, 1, sprint. All right. Whew. Time got away from me. I wrote that entire time. I have no idea where I left off. I know I'm at 65,000 words though. Holy moly. I got quite a bit done. I am excited. It's getting really, really good. There's a lot of growth that happens in this book for Lily. So it's just really fun to write this subject. I'm very informed on things like anxiety and some of these issues that Lily has had in her past that has really influenced why she is the way she is, because she is quite passive, quite emotional. And it's really, really fun to write somebody that is like that and to write them sort of taking back power and control and coming into their own. And this book definitely showcases a bit of that growth, and it's so, so fun. Okay, I just tallied. I wrote 864 words in that single spread, 25 minutes. That is a lot. And I stopped mid-sentence because I really, really struggled to stop because it was getting really, really good. So that is exciting. Of course, the minute I just said that I started reading a new book and I'm really enjoying it, I had to leave and somebody asked like crazy, like, what's the book? What's the book? So I will tell you guys. I have been reading The Ritual by Chantel Tessier. It has been really, like, all of her books have been on my list for quite a long time. She's an author that lives really not too far from where I am. We live in the same state. And so I've been wanting to read her stuff for a while because, I mean, she writes dark romance, which is super fun. I love that stuff. And it's a little, I mean, much darker than Curse of Wings and Darkness, but it's similar, like in the sense that Curse of Wings and Darkness is also kind of a dark romance. There's some similar things in my series, not that you guys have read yet, that is also, from my understanding, in some of her books too. So I am having a really good time reading it so far. I think I'm up to chapter 6 now. So not very far in because they are shorter chapters, a lot of them, but I am enjoying them a lot. So I think I may end up staying up a little later just to read more because honestly, I think I need like a little bit of me time. I think I need an outlet that's not just writing, something to really blow off steam and relax. So I think I may stay up and do that after we finish writing, unless I end up really, really, you never know, hitting a stride and just don't want to leave writing for tonight. So we will see. I don't know. So that's what I'm reading. I would be curious to know what everybody else is reading, though, even though it tends to add to my TBR. I have a very, very big TBR shelf right now. I mean, it's bigger than just what I own physically, but I'm trying to start with just those books. And normally I have a bit of self-control and don't purchase things until I know I can get to them relatively quickly. I just don't keep them around. However, I have bought quite a few because I've been making my rounds to different bookstores as I'm out and about, and I can't walk into a bookstore and not get something. So I have several sitting on my shelf that I need to get to. So that's what I'm reading right now. And then I think we'll get around to some Carissa Broadbent. I love her stuff. She's one of my favorite authors, I think. Absolutely, absolutely adore it. So, oh my goodness. I am having such a hard time tonight, guys, because I just want to sit and write. And so I know we haven't talked super long, but I think we may even just go ahead and dive back in, if that's okay with you guys. Jump back into our next sprint number 2. Feel free to pause the video or go, if you're on the replay, pause, but if you're here live, go take your own time if you need a little bit more downtime than what I just gave. I feel like it was just a few minutes. So if you need a little more time, take it, and then come back and join us for the second sprint. Don't forget to hit like below. That way you don't miss out. Every like, comment, those are really easy ways to show some love and support, and it does really, really help me. So thank you so much for doing that. Yeah, so make sure to do that below. We are going to do sprint number 2, which will be another 25-minute sprint. Like I said, I stopped in the middle of a sentence. Oh my gosh, some really big things. Oh, I am so excited to get back to this. Okay, let's get back to it. So, sprint number 2, 25 minutes on the clock. 3, 2, 1, sprint. my goodness. Oh, I'm so caught up in, I'm almost done with the scene to where I can kind of, bring things together for the night and leave them. But I am really, really caught up in the storytelling that I have going on tonight. I'm almost at 66,000 words. I've written a lot tonight. I am so pleased with myself, guys. This doesn't happen. At least, I mean, I always write a lot in these live streams, but not nearly to like this magnitude, at least not things like I'm writing live. Sometimes I'll have like written a scene when I'm not at my computer and I'll like save it away on my phone or something, and then I'll copy and paste it to the main draft. But I don't tend to get this many words just sitting in like a singular writing session like this. So I am so pleased with myself. I wrote 739 words that time around, so not as much as the first sprint. But I did have to look up a few things, make sure I was on the same, like I was on the right track. So that has been good. So all said and done, I have written 1,603 words for this live stream, which is a lot. I am so happy. Oh, hopefully things have been just as productive for all of you guys tuning in. I've seen people tune in and out, and I know that Sundays are not necessarily the best days to do these because most of us are waking up in the morning for work, so I understand that. But I do thank you guys for joining me, and it is fun to check in. Even if you guys can't stay for the whole thing, it's fine. It's been good. So I'm excited. Okay. Let's see. Next things coming up. I've already done a lot of my other announcements. Like, it is release week. I have about 22 days left to get Trial of Flame and Wings out, which is exciting. We are moving on to our third sprint of the night, which is when I talk about newsletter stuff and updates, Patreon. The newsletter, I have not quite got that out today, but I am going to get it out. I missed May just because things have been a little disheveled and things just didn't quite come together planning wise for me to update you guys on everything. Normally I include what's coming to YouTube, what I'm bringing to Patreon, what I'm working on this month. And I didn't have that information. And in hindsight, I wish I had just released the information I did have, which could simply just be a writing update. I think that would have been plenty in hindsight, but I did not. So I definitely plan to do that with the newsletter for June, but I have not finished that off today. I've done a whole lot of other things today instead. There's been lots going on. So that will get done tomorrow, I think. I will send that out. Somebody, I don't remember where that was. Maybe it was in person even. I don't know. Somebody asked me how I do my newsletter, and I think they were meaning like how do I send it? I use MailerLite. I've actually used a couple different platforms in the past, and I've more recently come over to MailerLite, and I really like it. All the people who apply to be a part of my ARC team will go into my newsletter, of course, also, but they'll go into a subcategory, which I really like, about using MailerLite. And so instead of sending out emails personally from my business email like I did in the past, I can send them all in MailerLite to that group, which I like because if people respond, it doesn't go to, you don't have to worry about the whole like reply all situation. You don't have to worry about somebody accidentally replying to all and annoying the whole group of people. That's not possible with that. So that plus it just looks more professional to have it all in that. And so I use MailerLite. It's similar to Wix in that you can kind of drag and drop things around, which I like because Wix is what I use for my website and it integrates really easily with Wix, which I appreciated. So that's what I use to send out my newsletter. It's super, super easy. You can also schedule, which I know you can do with a lot of different platforms, just about all of them. But it's nice to be able to schedule ahead of time. So when I have special things like free book promotions or release day, I can schedule those ahead of time. So a newsletter goes out and I don't have to worry about remembering to do one more thing during a big event. So that's nice. So if you were, I don't know, if you were watching and you were the person who asked how I do my newsletter, that's how I do my newsletter. And I do have it linked on my website. So it's at the top of my website. It's a little black box that says subscribe to the newsletter, and you can subscribe to it there. Yeah, so that's how I do that. It's almost 10 o'clock. I think it is a good time to get into that third sprint. So if you haven't subscribed to my newsletter, now you know where it is and kind of what I release in there. So go check that out. There's lots of exclusive information. I try to release fun things too there. Like every now and then I push out sneak peeks that don't really go anywhere else, or at least they go to the newsletter very, very first. So that is super fun. I think in the past, I've also done a discount to Patreon for that it was exclusive to my newsletter subscribers. So if Patreon is something you're interested in that community, I love my Patreon. I'm bringing a lot of really cool things there. Video content, freebies, exclusives, scenes. I have a scene in mind I want to write that I think will exclusively be for Patreon. It's just backstory for me to help inform my writing. So it doesn't really need to be included anywhere. But I thought it would be fun to write, and it definitely would help me flesh out a character. So I think why not put it on Patreon? So you could check that out, become a member for $5. That link's down below. But let's jump into our final sprint. 25 minutes on the clock. We will see how far I get in this one to round out the night, and then I may move on to reading. So it'll be fun. So 25 minutes, 3, 2, 1, sprint. All right. I don't actually know how long we've been going because I realized the timer, I forgot to set the timer. So we are just going to wrap things up there. So I cannot believe it, but I got to 63,063 words. So in that last session, oh my gosh, how many is this? Holy moly. I did not. Guys, I wrote a whole lot. How long have I been writing? I don't even know. Clearly, it is time to end the night. I wrote 2,690 words. Holy moly. I am so happy with that. I'm going to tally up everything from the week because that always makes me feel a whole lot better because I didn't think I got very much at all done this week, but sometimes I surprise myself and all it takes is a really productive writing session like tonight. Yep. To put me back where I typically am for the week. So for this week, I wrote 5,347 words, which is a pretty typical word count for me for a week. So I feel good. Holy moly. Well, that's all for tonight. Thank you guys so much for coming along with me. I hope you got a lot done. I feel really good about what I got done. And I think we're going to do amazing things this week. So hopefully you guys feel real positive about this week like I do. I think you're going to do amazing. Yeah. Read books, be kind. I'll see you guys next time. Bye.
Oh my